Girl Drama, the only show you can see cartoon knockers and see someone get eliminated each episode. In this video, you're gonna see how BFDI characters survive dangerous camp challenges, teenage drama, and if you stick around to the end of this video, you'll see some BFDI knockers too. What? Fiery, tennis ball, golf ball, pen, blocky, eraser, TV, remote, nickel, bell, and coiny.
You guys will officially be known as the Killer Bass.
Fries, puffball, ruby, pencil, match, bubble, spongy, loser, snowball, lightning, and pillow.
You are officially known as the Screaming Gopher.
The first challenge will be to jump off the giant cliff. If you refuse, you're a chicken and will wear the chicken hat. Whichever team has the most chickens loses. Starting with the killer bass, there are already immediate problems.
I ain't trying to die young, so I gotta ride with one.
The rest of the team, though, wouldn't have too much of an issue jumping. Waffle McWeezer's sloppy doo! Nickel exclaims as he plummets to his death. The only one that might be scared to jump would be Belle.
I think you should jump.
I don't think I want to.
You don't want to? Why don't you show a little follow through, Chelsea? Jump.
Please, I just want to get
I'm not
down.
suggesting anymore. Jump.
For the Screaming Gophers, the Flyers would technically pass by just flying down there, but Match and Pencil would refuse to get their hair wet and become chickens.
I'm going to die now. I'm going to frickin' die now. Oh! Crap!
Spongy's cannonball caused a nationwide earthquake, causing the death of millions.
Bruh.
Well, since Coiny is dead, we're gonna have to replace him with the next best thing. Suitcase from Inanimate Insanity!
No one has the power to make you feel like
Oh
you don't
god,
exist.
what happened to your voice? You used to sound like a little British girl.
Hi, I'm sorry Knife was so mean to you, but I'll join your alliance.
Your balls dropped. I didn't even know girls could do that. We're just gonna revive Coiny and forget that. Anyway, due to not wanting to die, the killer bass had 3 chickens compared to the 2, which means they have to vote someone off. During dinner, they start to discuss who to eliminate. Although the mechanical mines cause the elimination, Golf Ball argues to keep them for later uses, and Coiny suggests voting Fiery. All while this debate is going on, Nickel is stressing out and blurts out, "Pinky Donkey Sloppy Pookie!" The first elimination ceremony commences. As the contestants decide who to vote for, the answer actually becomes clear. Nickel, the entire day, has been uttering complete nonsense and not taking anything serious. The elimination ends with Nickel not receiving a marshmallow. Holy Gooby, give me you back! Nickel exclaims as he takes the boat of losers and is the first eliminated. The next challenge is the sleepathon. Stay awake for the longest. This time, TV and Remote would benefit their team with their battery lives. On the other team, Spongy is on his exercise bike because he caused a freaking earthquake last time and is trying to get fit. Good for you, Spongy, but that's still not enough to way out the other problems on his team. With Match's break times and Pillow's abrupt naps, this team is losing for sure. The Alliance would all vote Spongy since Match and Pencil find him disgusting. But the rest of the team would have their votes split between Match and Pillow. And the second camper voted off is Pillow. Yeah, in the middle of the night, they saw Pillow eating a squirrel and murdering Chef, so her team would just be scared. The next challenge is Dodgeball. Pretty straightforward. Teamwork and physical strength are key here. The bros would be good at Dodgeball, but the team is also full of nerds. Ew, nerds. That just wouldn't succeed in this game. TV and Remote are also too fragile. Any ball that hits them is a broken screen and missing batteries. The other team just has more unique skills. Lightning can electrocute the ball and create a powerful lightning dodgeball. Spongy can be a giant shield for his team, and the other members are all aggressive and strong. Golf Ball and Tennis Ball sit down to strategize. Although Golf Ball values mechanical minds, she realizes that in a camp setting like this, they actually aren't very optimal. They agree they should keep one of them just in case and vote the other one now. And the third camper voted out is Remote. Between the two, TV just has more connection to his team. The next day, Spongy continues the grind. I mean, after you caused a national catastrophe, would you also not want to be built like a Whopper? But Spongy Spongy's training is cut short by Lightning, who electrocutes him by Pencil's demand. Snowball sees this and asks why Lightning is listening to Pencil. Lightning reveals that if he obeys Pencil, he won't be a target for the Alliance, seeing they have potential power in the voting, which alarms Snowball. The next challenge is a talent show. For the Killer Bass, their first performer would be Belle with her beautiful, majestic singing. Then they'd set up TV to perform a show on his screen. And finally end with Coiny on the ukulele. Man, good old Coiny playing the ukulele like always. On the opposing team, they eagerly select Loser to perform whatever he's famous for or something. And Match struts on stage, thinking her new hairdo is going to wow the judges. Spoiler warning, it did not. The Screaming Gophers lose and the Alliance gets together to talk about the vote. Bubble is worried that Match is in danger after losing the talent show, but Pencil suggests a way to save her. Pencil paints a target on Loser instead by pointing out how Loser's popularity is going to be a major threat in a game like this. And Loser is eliminated. Snowball sees firsthand the power the Alliance has amongst the team. Next, the campers have to survive one night in the wilderness. The Killer Bass start strong as they have TV for navigation and Fiery as lights. Golf Ball bosses everyone around, making sure everyone sets up the tents and gets supplies and massages her greasy little toes. Meanwhile, the Screaming Gophers run into a grizzly bear, but Lightning can easily electrocute it while Puffball flies up to scout out the area. As the challenge goes on, Coiny and Fiery start a slapping fight and get separated from the team. And in a challenge like this where sticking together is crucial, they lose for their team. Fiery and Coiny would vote for each other, and Golf Ball would think Fiery is more useful, so in a 4-3-3 vote, Coiny is eliminated. The next challenge is conquering your fear. Eraser faces pentagons, Fiery faces heights, Belle faces roller coasters, and Tennis Ball faces talking to woman. The Killer Bass lose yet again, as many of them have showed to be mortified by these fears. While the Screaming Gophers have Fries, who literally does not give a does not care about anything. And in terms of voting, it just makes sense for them to vote Belle. She would be the worst person to be facing fears. Belle screams so much and she can get so loud. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna make an inappropriate joke. No, I can make her scream. God damn it! The next morning, Spongy continues to lock in and shows off his abs to Match, who spits in his face and walks away. Little did she know, Spongy is into that. The next challenge is to canoe to Boney Island, and once there, carry your canoe to the other side of the island and create a rescue fire. Once at Boney Island, Tennis Ball and Golf Ball find a mysterious totem. They grab it to study for later. Puffball and Lightning are able to carry the canoe themselves and start trying to make their fire first. The Killer Bass arrive a little later, but Fiery is able to use himself to make the fire and secure them the win. The Alliance all agree to vote Spongy again, and Pencil tells Lightning to do the same. Lightning agrees, not wanting to be their next target. Snowball hears this and realizes this is the only chance he has left to vote out an Alliance member, because afterwards they'll have guaranteed voting power for the rest of the game. He approaches Lightning, trying to convince him not to vote with the Alliance. The elimination ceremony commences, and in a 5-4 vote, Match is eliminated. Tired of being controlled by fear, Lightning votes off Match, and Snowball breathes a sigh of relief. But before Match leaves, Pencil runs over and the two hardcore make out with each other. Tennis Ball and Golf Ball spend the night studying the totem, discovering it has ancient bad luck stuff on it. But they're interrupted by Eraser, who got up to find food. The next challenge is Paintball. Each team will have half of them be deer and half be hunters. The hunter's job is to hit the opposing team's deer. Penn happily wears his deer antlers because he's a gay furry, while Golf Ball starts strategizing on how to hunt for the other team. After Match's elimination, Pencil is pissed, and she takes it out on her Alliance, yelling at them more than usual. Bubble snaps and the two start arguing, leaving Ruby in the middle. Suddenly, the entire Alliance starts shooting at each other, and this commotion allows the Killer Bass to find them and shoot the rest of them, giving them the win. The Alliance sits in silence while Ruby is desperately trying to calm them down. The 8th camper eliminated is Ruby. Even though Pencil is the most annoying, Snowball knew that Ruby was the most likely to help the Alliance repair themselves, meaning she was actually the biggest threat. Pencil gives Ruby the finger as she leaves. The next challenge was to cook a meal, and the two teams have made their dishes, but Spongy stares longingly at the food.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
No, Spongy, don't do it! You've been doing so well! And on the Killer Bass, Eraser didn't fare well either and had also eaten his team's meal, meaning both teams have nothing. The clock ticks down and Puffball suddenly grabs Fries and puts him on the plate. Thanks to Fries, the Killer Bass now face elimination, and this will be interesting because the team is divided into two groups. The Bros and the Nerds, leaving Fiery stuck in the middle with the deciding vote. And in the end, he decides to vote with the Bros and Golf Ball is eliminated. The next challenge is a series of trust challenges. First is rock climbing. One climbs and the other hoists them up. Pencil and Bubble pair up to try and make up after their fight, and Pen teams up with Eraser.
You don't want to fall behind.
When I saw this scene for the first time as a wee lad, I knew I liked women, cause oh my god! Although Pencil and Bubble are getting along, they lose as the chemistry between the Bros is way stronger. One person will have to cut around the poisonous parts of a deadly fish and have the other person eat it, trusting that they cut out the pieces correctly. For a prank, poison someone on purpose with deadly fish guts! Ha ha ha!
This program was brought to you by Blocky's Funny Doings International.
And the last part is the blind trapeze. One member will stand blindfolded on the platform while the partner says when to jump. Lightning correctly tells Fries when to jump, but turns out contact with lightning doesn't go so well, and the Screaming Gophers lose the challenge. Fries glares at Lightning as he walks to the elimination ceremony. Yeah, it's not looking good for Lightning. He's a target for the remaining Alliance after he betrayed them. He messed up in the challenge, electrocuting Fries. He's practically a flying weapon, a huge threat once Merge hits, so Lightning is eliminated. The next challenge is military camp. Go through treacherous activities and be the last one standing. Eraser's too cool to listen like a good boy, so he would be out first. As he walks away, he burps out the cursed totem he's had in his stomach. Tennis Ball reveals Eraser had eaten it a couple challenges back. The challenge continues and the Killer Bass lose and blame it on Eraser's curse. And at the elimination, Eraser is eliminated in a 4-2 vote. Pen didn't have it in him to vote Eraser, but Blocky did. The next day, it's revealed that the teams are merged and there's a special camper returning, Pillow. The final 12 contestants await for their first merge challenge. And that's the end of part 1. Stick around for part 2 to find out who's the winner of Total Drama Island. Huh? You're still here for those knockers I promised at the beginning? Alright, here you go. Oh yeah, look at that majestic, sexy beast!